What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Our Streamers Cheaters. Today we're looking into a Twitch TV streamer who goes by the name Dom Italian Beast. The guy's got 4.6k followers, and there is a little bit of suspicion in his clips, and we're going to analyse them today. Before we get started on the video though, guys, remember, if you do enjoy the video, to hit that thumbs up. Let's get this one to 5,000 likes. Also, follow me on Twitter at BadBoy. This is the best way for you guys to contact me about any streamers, no matter how big or small, if you believe they are cheating. Right, let's crack on with the video. Before we get started watching any footage, guys, this is his page. This is his Twitch TV page. You can see he's got 4.6k followers. You know, he streams most days. 8 hours ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go and analyse some of his gameplay. We'll be checking it for wall hacks and aimbot throughout. The guy plays on controller, on PC. He has really low FPS in the game. His movement doesn't seem all that much. His accuracy with his shots seems brilliant. And his awareness in the game seems to be unreal. Or unrealistic. Whatever way you want to look at it. So without further ado, let's go and take a look at the clips now. We'll watch this clip through, and then after we've watched it, I'll go back and we'll analyse it properly. Let's go.
Yada yada. You got money right there?
Just concentrate on the way in which he's moving. His whole ability, his movements, everything like that while he's playing.
Okay, bitch. Okay, bitch.
You're gonna be fine.
Oh, whatever.
Bringing down an airstrike.
Enemy UAV overhead. This is Striker 3-1, good copy. Track this out. UAV overhead. One crossing. One on impact, no joy.
I'm hit.
Okay, so I'll tell you what I saw through that clip so far. So here, he checks his map, and you can see here there's a king bounty at the top of Watchtower. So he knows that somebody's there, that's fine. Concentrate on his movement. Seems brand new to the game. Barely any slide cancel. There's a slide cancel there. He's doing a look around here, and that one was quite awkward for me, I felt. He goes into the tent here. He turns to the left almost to look there. He then looks towards the tent opposite. So throughout that, it looks to me like he's done a full 360, yeah? So he's done a full 360 spin in the position he's in there by the tents, yeah? If I was to be looking this way, towards these tents, I certainly wouldn't be looking at these tents, especially knowing that he's just come from over this direction anyway. So he should know that that's clear, at least for the last 10-15 seconds that it's taken him to get from point A to point B. He should know them tents are clear. Nobody shot at him as he went past them. So my first idea here would be to look on the roof, check the roof there and over there, and on the top of airport roof. Okay? Even the gaps in the roof up here, I would be checking them as well. But he doesn't. He's not looked up here, really. Okay? He's done another little spin around again. He's in a tent now, doing a spin around. He's now at the side of the tent, and he's looking to aim. Look, he's aimed here. Okay, so we can say in this position that he knows the king bounty is at the top of Watchtower on the airfield, right? But
Oh, whatever.
Bringing down an airstrike.
it looks like he's lining it up through the tent. But he then switches to the airstrike. He puts the airstrike on the Watchtower. They've obviously then jumped out. Watch his aim as the first enemy jumps out.
UAV overhead. This is Striker 3-1, good copy. Track this out.
Up until that enemy is downed, it's snapped on and locked on all the way to that point, and then he stops shooting. The enemy's down. There's no reason for him to continue shooting. That's fine. Let's go back and watch it again in slow motion, okay?
UAV overhead. This is Striker 3-1, good copy. Track this out. UAV overhead. This is Striker 3-1, good copy. Track this out.
Okay, so now we've watched it in slow motion. You can see where it initially snaps to the left to the enemy and then jitters all the way down as it's locking onto the enemy. That's the way I see it. That's my opinion. I can see that locking onto the enemy until the enemy's downed. But it's jittering. And we've seen it in the past with sniper shots in previous videos where it will jitter while they're trying to take shots on an enemy who's in the sky, parachuting or falling. It won't lock on perfectly, smoothly, nothing like that. It will jitter if the aimbot's not set up with the correct smooth rate. And that seems to be what's happening in that situation for me. What do you guys think about this so far? Did you think that he was lining the shots up through the tent because of the King Bounty? Or do you believe that he actually has wall hacks based on the fact that he's done 2 360 spins in the area that they're in? It doesn't really make sense to me. Then he lines his shot up through the tent, changes to the airstrike, and then lines his shot up again. The enemy jumps out. His aim seems to snap onto the enemy there and jitters until the enemy's dead. Or downed at least. Right, again, we're going to watch this clip and then we'll analyse it afterwards.
What the fuck is this guy using, bro? Straight headshots, bro. In the street? There's pre-firing.
You are still in this.
One's pushing, one's pushing.
Okay, so that's the main part we wanted to focus on in this clip, okay? And we're going to go back and analyse it properly now. He's just been revived. He's pushing upstairs, okay? Keep an eye on the minimap. You can hear gunfights going on outside, but nobody else is showing up on here, okay? His teammates got a marker over to the left side of the minimap. His teammates are both here. There's absolutely no one in this region here on the minimap showing up, especially with the gunfight going on that you can hear. So from this point here, he's plating up. He decides to aim through this wall here for no apparent reason, okay? There's no reason for him to be aiming in this direction because, again, there is nobody on the minimap. He realises as he gets round this wall here that there's a second wall. So obviously at that point he's got to be thinking, uh-oh, I need to change where I'm aiming. He moves it to the right slightly. Or maybe the enemy who's behind this wall went to move right and then turn back left. For him to know that enemy's location, he shouldn't have known. For him to aim through 2 walls and then the enemy appear behind the second wall. I mean, 1 wall maybe, 2 walls, no, come on. That seems suspicious to me. And then he actually lasered both of them as well. And you can tell by his movements, you can tell by the way in which he moves his gun. He has his crosshair placement down towards the ground while he's moving as well. Just things like that, when you watch the way in which he plays, it doesn't add up whatsoever. And then when you've got him adjusting his aim through walls, or 2 walls at a time, it just doesn't seem right in my opinion. What do you guys think of that clip? Let me know in the comments below. Let's move on to the next one. So what we're going to do, we'll watch this clip now and then we'll analyse it afterwards.
Buddy dropped me like,
Oh, here comes the vehicle.
Bucks. $100. Plates. What the fuck is this guy doing?
No way.
Okay, so we're going to go back and analyse it now. We've just got the Ghost class from the loadout. He's pushing away. He's going towards the buy station. He notices the car coming in, which is fair enough for him to turn around. But concentrate on his movement. Concentrate on his crosshair placement as well. It's always at the ground. And then from here, he jitters a couple of times with his movements, showing poor movements, poor gameplay. He looks at the car there. Realises the guy's going to push in here because he hears him. Yeah. He turns his aim and his placement of his crosshair is aiming at the floor. Until this guy pushes in and watch where this snaps to. Okay? We're going to watch this again in slow motion. Not only can you see that his aim snaps from the floor up to the enemy's chest. Perfect centre mass chest shot. And then as soon as that enemy goes down, his aim hits the floor straight away. I could see it. I hope you guys could see that. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments below. But then, he turns to the left and looks through this wall here, okay? And this is another point. It's very small, but this to me says that it could possibly be wall hacks because there's nobody on the minimap over here, although his teammate is over there, okay? It just doesn't make sense for him to be looking through that wall. And again, he went to look through that wall there as well. As soon as he aims, it snaps onto the enemy from the floor because his crosshair placement is always at the floor, and then it snapped up to the enemy chest until the enemy was downed. So he's not only snapped onto this guy's chest here and then gone down to the floor, he turns around and looks through the wall here, peeks out, goes to aim down sight towards this direction. However, if you go back and check, look where his crosshair placement is again when he's actually looking in that direction. So even if he is using walls in this situation, his aim is constantly aiming at the floor. He pushes out further, adjusts his aim until he actually lasers the enemy from distance until the enemy's downed. So for me in that whole scenario, he's pushed into the first room because he sees the car coming. Guy's jumped out, his crosshair placement's at the floor. It then snaps up to the enemy chest, perfectly centre mass chest. And as soon as that enemy's downed, his crosshair dips back down to the floor. He then turns around, looks through the wall. He then comes outside after looking through the first wall, goes to aim down sight again through this container, realises the container there. Also, his crosshair was aimed at the floor anyway. He moves slightly to the right again. He aims down sight again. It's on the floor next to the enemy until he starts shooting it, locks onto the enemy's chest. Enemy goes down and his crosshair hits the floor again. That's my opinion on it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Right, let's watch this one. Just look at his movement. Look at his aim. It's all over the place. He aimed up at the sky. Again, when he tried to aim back down, it was to the right and had to move it across to the left. Okay, so that was the clip that I wanted you to see out of this one, okay? So not only was his movement as he was pushing over absolutely atrocious, his aiming down sight was all over the place. He tried to aim down sight, it was looking up at the sky. He tried to adjust it. Then he aimed down sight again, quickly after, and it was to the right of the building. He had to adjust it again. He carried on pushing through the building and automatically aims at a window on a building where nobody had showed up on the minimap. And a guy appears and it locks onto him. That's my opinion. Let's watch it again. You can see here his movement's atrocious. He's hopped over the wall. He sees a guy moving over there and he aims up towards past the traffic light here and then corrects it down to the floor. Again, he goes to aim down sight and it aims over here by this truck next to the police station. He then has to swipe it left. His correction, still at the floor. He then pushes through this building, bearing in mind at this point, there is no way that enemy has made it up into this window yet because he was at the left side of that building and he's probably only just getting in behind it. So his first instinct then is to aim at that window, which I suppose you could say that enemy could end up in there, so it's a good place to look. Okay, fair enough. But look where his aim's actually placed, just below the window, until that enemy appears and you actually see it auto-adjust itself up onto the enemy chest. Watch this again in slow motion. You actually see that adjust itself onto the enemy chest. Now, you could say that that was him adjusting it, but we've seen the way in which he moves his crosshair already in the build-up to this situation where he's shooting that guy through the window. His crosshair placement was up in the sky, it was down on the floor, it was to the right of the building next to a truck, it was touching traffic lights. His crosshair placement was awful. Okay? But then when it comes to this, he's pushing through this building. Yeah? Even when he aimed down sight there, it was over to the right. It wasn't actually directly at that window. He then moves it across to the left, placed below the window. And watch as this enemy appears now. You actually see it adjust itself and snap onto that enemy. Okay? Are you going to tell me that that's aim assist? I don't think that's aim assist at all. Again, in slow motion. That for me is a very decisive moment on my opinion. I do believe that he may be using aimbot in this gameplay. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Well, there we have it, guys. We've checked out Dom Italian Beast, and based on the fact that he's moving around almost like a negative KD player, as well as some of the shots that he is actually hitting, but also the amount of times that he is looking through walls throughout that gameplay, I'd say it seems suspicious in my opinion. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Let's get this one to 5,000 likes. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. If you want to support the channel further, hit that blue join button today and become a member of the Triple B fam. And don't forget, guys, follow me on Twitter at BadBoy and this is the best way for you guys to contact me about any streamers, no matter how big or small, if you believe they are cheating. Until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace!